What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Kyle, spinoutcards. Today I got something a little bit different. I am going to be showing you how to make these custom booster packs on your own at home for whatever purpose you see fit. What's up, guys? Thank you so much for checking out the video. These custom packs are good for so many different things. They're just like a fun project if you want to do it on your own, if you have kids. What I specifically use them for is for resale purposes. I open a ton of Pokemon cards and I get a ton of duplicates of a lot of really good cards. And instead of going through the trouble of trying to sell them individually and the hassle of using like a single card in a single envelope, I like to throw together these packs because they're way more fun. I feel like if I was getting this, one, you get to open it, two, you don't know what's inside, and three, it's just more of an experience. So it's something that I've really kind of grown into my reselling business as like a pretty big part of it. I mean, I sell a lot of these every week. I put quality in them, we'll get to that. But yeah, it's just like a fun project. It's a fun way, honestly, for me to recoup some of the money that I've put out into purchasing Pokemon cards and then reinvest it back into a lot of my collection goals. So with that out of the way, I'll show you what you need and let's do it. All right, so first off, I will show you the supplies that I use and the packs that I make. We have your Ultra Pro card sleeves. I put all my holographic cards in these, mainly just for protection purposes, and especially if I'm gonna be reselling them one day, I never want any dings or scratches on them. You're gonna need the Ultra Pro team bags. This is what I put like the lot of cards inside of. I have a link that I will share with y'all, but this is straight off of like a Google sheet, just a grid. You'll see when we get to folding it and actually putting the pack together how this makes sense, but this is probably the most time-consuming part of all of it, is just making sure that you make the right size depending upon how many cards you're actually putting inside the pack. So that's kind of a key part of it. And then you're gonna need some sort of ruler or something, anything that can serve as a straight edge. A Sharpie. A pair of scissors. Some glue. I like the purple because you can see where it is. But any glue stick will work. And then the last part, which is sort of an extra, is this crimper. And you can get this on Amazon. I think they sell for like $6 or $8 or something like that. Pretty cheap. But this is how you get that really cool crimp effect. They sell scissors that serve like a similar purpose, but the crimper, in my opinion, is a very nice touch. Makes it look more professional. All right, so this is step one, and this is probably the most, this is the most fun of all of it, is determining, you can make these whatever you want. You can pick all of the cards that you want to go inside. Like in my packs, I have like a specific formula. There's usually 3 V or better cards. You can see there's like a full art Haunch Curl in here, Genesect, Umbreon, and then usually do 5 of the regular holo rares. And then we got 5 reverse holos, rare. And then you'll get into 5 uncommon reverse holos. And then that will eventually go into another 5 common holos. Now I usually throw in an extra V just as a surprise. Like in the description, I won't include that there's like an added V, but it's just something that I do just to try to make the experience even better. You can see I put an energy card on top and an energy card on the bottom, and that really just kind of serves to protect the cards that are inside. And then I always throw in an online code card. So that is up to you, whatever you feel. I mean, you can do this from like a standard pack that you would buy at Target, like from 11 cards all the way up to 28. And again, I use this as a way of recouping some of the money that I put out. So a lot of it is repeats, duplicates, bulk that goes into these that I have no use for, but somebody else would be stoked to have. So, okay. Brings us to step 2. I forgot to mention you do need painter's tape. I forgot to grab this when I was scrolling across the necessary supplies. But you don't need much. You just need 2 tiny little pieces. Now, what we're going to do is take our selected cards, put them into one of the team bags that I showed. Set it down. Make sure it's nice and snug. Peel off this glue. I like to kind of tuck them into the corner just a little bit because it helps later on when you're trying to make sure that the edges are nice and flush. And then put that down, make sure these are nice and tight. Fold over one side, and this is where that painter's tape comes in, because I like to put one up here on the top, nice and push it down nice and firm. Painter's tape is great, but sometimes it doesn't stick the way that you would want it to. And then one right here on the bottom. And then you have like a nice, neat package. You can see they're not going anywhere, they're well protected, they're already inside of the penny sleeves as it is. But this helps you when we're going to actually make it, put it into the pack itself. All right, step 3 is where we're gonna take our regular printer paper that you have the template of. Again, that link is going to be in the description below. Now keep in mind, like I said, depending upon how many cards you have inside of your packs, the size and position of like where you put your text will matter. But yeah, that's kind of for you to figure out. Flip this over. We're also going to use this straight edge here in this part too. So essentially what you want to do is take your pack, line it up. You can usually see through. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but you can place your cards right over like the bottom quarter over where it says, the 28 additional game cards. Take the right side, fold it over like so. Take your straight edge, make sure that it's nice and flush, and then you're going to go ahead and fold it over. Up and down, and then repeat the process with the other side. Make sure it's nice and snug. Line it up good and proper. That looks good to me. Again, quick folds. Up and down. And then that will leave you with this. Now we're on to step 4. Okay, here we are, step 4. This part can get a little bit messy. We will be applying our Elmer's glue to the pack itself. So I like to use just a piece of scrap paper so that the glue doesn't go everywhere. You're not making a mess. It's not getting on your fingers and all that. So as you can see, we have the 28 additional game cards. This is what it looks like on the front. I'll fold it up, flip it over. You're going to want to do the right side. So that like your text is here, the 28 additional game cards, this side. I like to be pretty liberal with the glue, mainly because it helps obviously keeping the pack together, and you don't want to send somebody, a pack that's like half opened, or coming unglued I should say. You're going to flip it 90 degrees so that the 28 additional game cards is going up like this. We're going to go ahead and do the top. Again, don't be shy on the glue because you don't want it to be coming undone. And then I usually put the glue straight up, right at about where it says the 28 additional game cards. Make sure it's a good amount. And now we are going to be ready for step 5. All right, step 5, you can see the glue is ready to be sealed. So we're going to go ahead and take our pack, put it again over where it says 28 additional game cards, right about a quarter of the way up. Take your two sides, fold them in on each other, fold it over like that. Now, this part is a bonus, but the top of the glue stick is a nice flat circle. So what I like to do, just to make sure that I'm not damaging anything, is just press down little circles all over the entire pack. That way, this first seal is nice and solid. Now we're going to go ahead and flip. Press the corners down like so. Again, use your glue stick top to just kind of press down these sides. Nice and snug, just to make sure that the glue sticks and it's a good seal. And then again, on this side. Looking good. Looking good. Okay, on to the next step. And that is going to be the cleanup step. All right, here we go. Step 7, this is where your scissors are going to come in handy. So as you can see, the paper hangs over a little bit on both sides. So what you're going to do is just try to find like the edge of the first piece on top. Just cut straight along that, so it gives you a nice clean edge. It's a little bit uneven, but we can fix that with the crimping. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Straight across. And then what you're gonna do is flip it over, and then this is where you get like the pack effect. As you can see, when it's folded over, it has both pieces of paper sort of laying on top of one another. So what I do is I just come over here, leave just enough for the back of the pack, like where you would, you know, grab it to open it in real life. And then there you have it. Looks a lot cleaner when you start snipping the edges now. All right, this is the fun part, step 8. And again, this is optional. Like, you could theoretically do this and be done. Obviously, like if you have stickers, you could draw on here, you could do whatever. It's your pack. That's what's like so fun about these, is they are completely your own from start to finish. Like I said, I like to do this added step of crimping, and I'll show you how I do that. Again, you can get these on Amazon. I'll leave a link if I can find it in the description. But you take the bottom of the pack first, line it up like so, and then just sort of slowly work your way across it. Obviously, you don't want to damage the cards. There's plenty of excess paper to avoid any damage to the cards themselves. Like you can see, this is the edge of the cards, and this is where I'm crimping. So I can promise you none of those cards are damaged. You can go ahead and do the same thing on the top. Again, line it up, slowly work your way across, and then there you have it. So that's actually pretty solid in terms of the edges. It looks pretty good on the front and the back, but what I also generally will do is just try to make it like as straight as possible. So just sort of clean up a little bit of any hangover, just so that it's like as straight of a edge as possible on the crimp itself, because when you start using that crimper, it does sort of pull the paper in ways that it's not used to. So there you have it. That's looking really good, really solid. 28 awesome Pokemon cards inside, well packaged, well protected, and then I'll show you how I dress them up a little bit. That'll be one of the final steps. Okay, so here we are, coming down to the aesthetic phase. Now, as you guys know, this is spin out cards, so I tend to use these little spin out stickers that I make. I'll show you how I sort of arrange them onto the pack themselves. Again, this part is totally up to y'all. This is just what I do. I like to use stickers, and again, that's even why I like to use the computer template, because it just looks really clean and a little bit more professional when you actually use things that are already printed, and as opposed to just like, you know, writing on it with your hands. Because I got some chicken scratch, and ain't nobody on eBay would be liking that. So there's this part. You can see 2 corners. And then what I do here is I take like a thick piece of paper with my Sharpie, and I sort of just do a little design, nothing crazy, but something that definitely dresses it up just a little bit. So I do 3 lines that connect the spiral and the Pokemon. Pull it away. Big reveal, right? And there you have it. A custom booster pack, homemade, that you can use for anything that you see fit. But yeah, guys, that about does it. Thank you again so much for checking out the video. All of the links for the products that I used, I'll try to put in the description below. If you are interested in purchasing my packs, head over to my eBay store. I know that there is a link for that in the description always. I do appreciate it. Again, like if you can, leave a like, drop a subscription, whatever it is that you're into. If this sort of content is your thing, let me know. I will totally make more of it. Like I said, I'm starting a series on how I sell bulk, sell repeats, sell singles. I'm going to go over every single platform. So it'll be a good time if that's something you're interested in or you're looking to learn more about. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.